You gotta unmute. Did nobody hear me?
We couldn't hear any of that. I couldn't.
Oh,
I thought I
Jesus
was
Christ.
going deaf for a
I'm
minute.
fucking tripping. I was over here. I went through the whole goddamn thing. God damn it. Hey, welcome to Suitman Productions. This is Dante Suitman Barnett. I gave you guys a wonderful fucking introduction. I had all this fucking energy. I heard it, right? Oh my God. We got a great lineup for everybody tonight. Yeah, I'm the high one, I guess. Jesus Christ. Athena's like, and you talk about me, you son of a bitch. You didn't even hit unmute. Fuck you, Athena. Nobody could fucking say anything. Welcome to Raw Comedy. This is our 10th fucking edition. Oh my fucking God. Make some noise.
Raw Comedy.
For all over the country. Opening tonight's show, we'll have Tanya Cooper out of New York, followed by Rachel Dunbar out of Boston. We've got Peggy Banks out of the DMV, and I don't mean the Department of Motor Vehicles. I mean the DC, Maryland, Virginia area, followed by Suzanne Ware out of North Hollywood, California. Reminds me of Tone Loc and the Wild. Never mind. Anyways, you guys are too young for that song. Anyways, we've got Soness Stevens out of Japan, Tokyo. She is not Japanese. I just got to give you a heads up before everybody's like, why is she Soness Stevens? That doesn't make any sense. And then our headliner tonight, if she shows up, she's running on CPT time, is Irma Rodriguez. She's out of, I lost it again, San Antonio, Texas. Every time I say that, I think of the fucking Pace Picante. Get a rope. The damn, never mind. Anyways, so give it up for our host with the most. She's higher than a giraffe's ass. She's gonna talk some shit about this tonight. I already know shit. She's like, you fucked up. You know, he's talking about me. Give it up for Athena and the owner, a co-owner of Hypothetical Comedy, the hostess with the mostest. Give it up for Athena Rodriguez.
Yay!
Well, it's not such a surprise now. He's like, you gotta unmute yourself, you big dummy. I'm like, hey everyone, I am Athena Rodriguez. I will be your hostess for tonight. I like saying hostess because it makes me feel like a little Twinkie. Look good, soft, spongy. Really, I like myself. I'm liking myself. I had my kids pick me up some treats from the store, and then I realized that I sound like a complete old person. And when I say old person, I mean it in the most respectful way because I love old people because I'm one. But I asked them to get me some really good prunes. And then I realized how old I sounded because they didn't even know what the hell prunes were. And I'm like, well, it's a dried plum. And they're like, what's a plum? Felt like a really bad mom. But on the bright side, it really made me remember a long time ago when I wanted to be, an old person as a child. I did. They said, Athena, what do you want to be? Do you think I said comedian? No. I said I wanted to be a golden girl. I thought that was the best thing to be when you grew up. Hell yeah, getting old, living with my best friends, eating cheesecake and prunes all day. Sign me up. Sign me up, I said. And now we're going to segue into me feeling self-conscious about my O face. Look, I'm all for body positivity, but one time me and my husband were in bed, and during this really particularly lovely moment, he started laughing, and immediately I was like, holy crap, what kind of face am I making? Is it my face? Is my face looking weird? It was my face. I don't know. Is my face, am I doing this too much? And it turned out that he wrote a joke in his head during sex and laughed at it. People always ask me what it's like being married to a comedian. I tell them that story. It's basically all it is. That's all it is. during Pride, I found out that my husband is actually biracial. Yeah. He's half white and half Mexican, but he totally passes as a pothead.
Oh man.
Say it's the eyes. It's the eyes. Well, my eyes are wide open, and I hope your eyes are wide open because we're going to have a great show tonight. We're going to be introducing our first person of the show, and I'm ready to go. I'm ready to see this amazing set. Everyone, put your hands together for the lovely Tanya Cooper.
Woo! Oh, wow. What a nice intro. I know you guys were expecting a platinum blonde. Every time someone hears my name, Tanya Cooper, I go to job interviews and they're like, oh, you're Tanya Cooper? I'm like, yes. And they're like, you went to NYU? I'm like, yes. You can too if you study, motherfucker. Yeah, my name, I love my name. My grandfather, okay, he was white. And so he knew like the ultimate trickery would be in the name. So he was like, yeah, we're going to give her a name that, you know what? She's a beautiful brown chocolate, but we're going to trick all these motherfuckers. That's what we're going to do. So he gave me that name, Tanya. If you hear Tanya Rochester Cooper, come on. Was you really expecting this beautiful afro? Come on, come on. It was not, no, you weren't expecting it, but it's okay. It's a good trick. Luckily, I'm a nice person. Yeah, so recently I became a grandmother.
Hey.
Yes. They were like, what do you want him to call you? Babushka, Sifka, Abuela, Nona, what's the other one? Waipa? Russian. Grandma. I was like, grandma. No, actually have him call me grandmother. My daughter was like, what? Why do you want him to? It's so long. Like, he's a little kid. How's he going to get all that in? I said, oh, no, he'll get it in. It's going to sound great. Because see, my grandson was born in England, right? Born in the Queen's Hospital, by the way. And so, you know, I don't know if you know, but to me, like, British accents are sexy as a fuck, okay? I mean, like, come on. They could say any damn thing and it's going to sound sexy, okay? For instance, my daughter's godmother, you know, she's from England, and whenever she talks to me, she says anything and I'm like, yeah, okay. She was the other day like, oh, Tanya, you're such a stupid ass, you're so goddamn dumb. And I was like, yeah, I'm dumb. She's like, fucker. I was like, yeah, fucker. I mean, I was just like, I was going in because it just sounded so good. So if my grandson says on the, like, let's say if we're going on a play date and we're out in the park and he's like, grandmother, would you like some tea and crackers or something? I don't know, whatever. Some sandwich and some crackers. I mean, come on. Everybody's going to turn around thinking that I'm the fucking queen. grandmother. I mean, it just sounds so freaking royal. Like I'm going to be instant royalty when my grandson starts speaking and calls me grandmother. Just remember that. Okay. Remember I said it here, y'all, you know, but yeah, this COVID, like, I don't know about you, but I'm waiting for this shit to be over. Like, let's go. Take your ass, exit left, talk to the hand. I'm not trying to hear anymore about this goddamn virus and closing shit up, okay? Because my dating life has taken a hit, guys, sort of like the economy. You know, it's crazy. Like, the last time I had a fucking boyfriend, Star Wars came out on VHS? Like, it's been that long, guys. Okay, I'm not kidding. And I don't even tell me, oh, you know, my friends are like, oh my God, try this, what do you call it, dating apps. I'm like, okay. I was like broken down. I was like, I'm gonna try this. And all my girlfriends get a boyfriend and I get freaking carpal tunnel syndrome. Like, I mean, it's like you got to go through 300 men and plenty of fish. That shit should be called plenty of piranha. Let's keep it real, okay? The guys on there look like this. Like, and then they're like fucking drones. They just hover. That's it. They don't do anything. They don't say anything. They're like, hello, how are we? Have good conversation. None of that. That's not happening. It's crazy. I tried, what is it? International dating. This one guy, okay. He was fine as hell. I ain't gonna lie. His name was Muhammad. And he was like, oh, Tanya, I send for you the Habibina Burqa. Your eyes are so beautiful. You must never look another man in the eye. And I was like, why not? He was like, because if you do, they will stone you. They will throw rocks at you. I was like, what? The rocks, boy, I don't smoke no crack. What the fuck is wrong with you? Where do people get off thinking like, I mean, I just don't understand. But you know what? He's from Dubai. And I don't know if y'all know this, but the average income in Dubai is $17 million a year. So I was like, I will cover all of this. Okay. So anyway, I see Duante. So I guess it's that time for me. And what am I going to leave you with? I'll leave you with this. Are there any goddamn single men out here? Okay. Anybody out here in these streets? Anybody? I feel an Oprah moment coming on. Anybody out here single? You get a date. You get a date. You get a date. Everybody's going home with Tanya. Al.
Woo! Yes.
Good job, Tanya.
Thank you, guys.
Woo! I'm gonna double that. Woo! Hey, everyone. That was a pretty damn good set. Thank you,
Oh,
Tanya. Hey, we're moving along, singing our song, getting to the next person in the row. You know, I was thinking about it, Tanya. If I became a grandma, I think I want my name to be Yes Girl.
Why?
Oh man, I want my kid, my grandkid to be so sassy and just be like, everybody would just be like, hey, you're sassy grandkid. I'm like, yeah, I know. Great. Hey, we're gonna go to our next comedian of the evening. Here we go. She is very lovely. We are gonna introduce Rachel Dunbar.
Rachel.
Hello. Happy Black History Month, everybody.
Yeah.
That's right. You heard me. I know it's not February, but guess what? I don't need some calendar, okay, to tell me when Black History Month is over. Yeah. Especially not the white man's calendar, right? Got Black History Month, the shortest month of the year. So anyway, in honor of Black History Month, I thought I'd share a few things with y'all, like my Venmo username. I'm not kidding. Get your phones out. I know you have the app. My username is Rachel-Dunbar-5. Let's go. I'm trying to get my reparations this year. If you don't have money for me, that's fine. I will accept large plots of land or a mule. Matter of fact, I don't care about the money. I don't care about the land. I just really want a mule. You know, I got things I got to transport. I was recently mistaken for another Black female comic. This is something that happens to Black people a lot. Like white people will mix us up with one other Black person that they know. And so my question for white people is this: how do you keep on mixing up your Black coworkers, but you have enough space in your brain for like all of the dog breeds? Like, how does that work? Yeah, my favorite holiday is Martin Luther King Day, because that's the day where white moderates will post quotes from Dr. King on Facebook that are like out of context and don't acknowledge the Black community today or systemic racism. I mean, it's like, judge not by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have no Black friends. Or, you know, like, I'm not racist. I know how to copy and paste. And I get to tell them that Martin Luther King would have hated them, because it's true. Also, Martin Luther King, total nerd, by the way. He was a huge Star Trek fan. So if any of you want to like authentically quote the Reverend Doctor, you can just be like, Star Trek rocks. Or what was it that he said in his famous March on Washington? I had a dream that my 4 little children will live long and prosper. Free at last, thank God Almighty, we are free at last. Direct quote. You know, I get a lot of racist trolls. I made a group on Facebook just for Black comedians, and this white guy made a comment like, "Oh, why's it just got to be for Black comedians? Like, you wouldn't like it if I made a group just for white guys." And I'm like, no, that's just called an open mic. The worst thing about that whole interaction was his last name was like Jankowski or something like that. And I was like, wait, Jankowski? It's like Polish, right? Like, that's not even a top tier white. Like, it's one thing for someone to be racist to me, but for that person being racist to me to be like a second string white, like, that's just embarrassing. Yeah, I am an out and proud pansexual woman. You're welcome. For those of you who don't know what it means, it's like being bisexual but more specialer. It basically means that I'm attracted to people all across the gender spectrum. It's very rewarding to be attracted to all of the people and have none of them like you back. It's a big problem in the queer community. Speaking of which, I've been thinking a lot about the people who made the gay community look bad recently, you know, like Ellen DeGeneres and Pete Buttigieg and Jeffrey Dahmer.
What?
You know, because when Jeffrey Dahmer got caught, all the gays were like, damn it, Jeffrey, you were just supposed to eat the ass. And I know what some of you are thinking. You had no idea Jeffrey Dahmer was gay. That's okay. The police investigating his crimes had no idea either. When they found out that Dahmer was picking up his victims from gay bars, they were like, well, he just likes to go there for the music. You know, he just can't get enough Donna Summer. The police were so convinced of Jeffrey Dahmer's innocence that when one of his victims tried to escape, the police brought that guy back to Jeffrey Dahmer's house. Mm-hmm. And like to the police, like, I get that you're so bad at your job, you have no idea something murdery is happening. But you see this like half naked, drugged out kid with this older guy. Like, you have to at least know that something gay is going on, right? Apparently, the police officer that dropped Jeffrey Dahmer's victim back off to him went on to become the president of the Milwaukee Police Union. So just imagine the collective bargaining agreement that guy pushed for. Like, okay, we want paid overtime, we want 5 vacation days a year, and every once in a while, we get to return a victim back to a serial killer. I don't know if this has ever happened to you, where you're just hanging out with your mom and she turns to you and she goes, hey, by the way, you're autistic. We just never told you. No, just me. I don't know if any of you know what it's like to find out you're autistic at the age of 27. But I was like, this adds up because I love counting. I don't know where I fall on the autism spectrum per se. I just know I'm not smart enough to have Asperger's. But at least you know I'm vaccinated. Yeah. I tell people that I'm autistic and they're like, well, have you tried cutting out gluten? I'm like, what? I feel like as a society, we have given gluten way too much power. You know, like, it makes you gain weight, it makes you tired, and it makes you obsessed with trains. Like, what is up with brains? I hate those people that say, oh, you shouldn't say autistic person, right? It's person with autism, right? Because nobody with autism actually says this. And the people who do say this, like, they don't actually care about autistic people. They just want to prove to everybody how woke they are. And, you know, I just want to tell these people, like, you're a shitty person. No, I'm sorry. You're a person with shittiness. You're just high functioning on the shit spectrum. You guys, I'm adopted. My parents are white. My siblings are adopted as well. So I'm Black. My sister's Indian. My brother's Vietnamese, and our parents are white. So when we go out together, we don't look like a family. We look like a focus group. My dad's a really goofy white guy. He's white, but he loves singing Negro spirituals. Like, I'll just be walking in the living room and he's going, swing low, sweet chariot. I'm like, Dad, you're not doing a Black thing right now. You're trying to solve a jigsaw puzzle. I listen to a lot of white music in my house, as you can imagine. A lot of like a lot of Fleetwood Mac. That's a white band. I didn't listen to music by Black artists until I started making friends with other Black kids in high school. And I remember this one time we were all hanging out, we were listening to music, and we were listening to Stevie Nicks' The Edge of 17. And so we're all singing and whatever. And it turns out it wasn't The Edge of 17 we were listening to, but in fact, Destiny Child's hit Bootylicious, which just samples The Edge of 17. So while everyone else is going, Kelly, can you handle this? Michelle, can you handle this? Beyonce, can you handle this? I'm going, just like the always love, sing the song, sounds like she's singing. All right, thank you, Richard Dunbar. That's my time.
Woo! Thank you so much, Rachel. That was really good. I'm kind of embarrassed to say this, but I actually used to go to church, and the highlight of my time during church was the choir leader singer. And it was only because every time he led the choir, he would really act like he was like a Vegas show guy. He would be like, all right. Jesus, Lamb of God, you take away the sins of the world. I'm like, yeah. I don't know. Trying to make church fun. I don't know if they did it, but I'll tell you what, we have another person who's gonna make you laugh. Yeah, we are. We have a whole other person who's going to make you laugh. I'm excited. I hope you're excited. Give it up for Peggy Banks.
What's up? What's going on, everybody? How y'all feeling on Zoom? So, I'm excited to be here. Excited to be just doing stuff, Shout out to the 3 or 2 Black people on this Zoom call. Black people are going to ship a funeral cookout to me. Just hey, at a comedy show, and we got the chance to go first. How about that? I'm happy about that. Yeah, man. 2021 so far has been like really hard year. I don't know about y'all, but like I guess okay, quarantine, things like that. 2021, I just been taking a lot of L's. Like, I had to break up my dentist recently. It's kind of tough. I don't know if you ever had to break up with your dentist. Like I had to break up with my dentist because they were really messing up my teeth. And my dentist is the only person who gives me oral rinses every week. So that was kind of tough for me, not being able to go there. Anyways, I took a big, huge, major break from this dude. I'm dating this dude. Everything's going well until I found out he cheated on me. Yes, it was tough. See, I found out on Instagram too. The worst thing, he was texting this girl. They were going out, doing stuff together that we never done before. Y'all know what I did? I just kept fucking. I just kept fucking him. I mean, it's 2021. It's good people. Just commit, get same game. Yeah, but I had to figure out because like I never got out-posed before. Like never get out-posed. I never get out-posed. Like yeah, like I was thinking everything was going good, and he had more hoes than I had. It was just wasn't a good situation. I'm just glad that I was able to get out of that situation with like no kid or no STD. You have any parents? I told me I have grandma on here. Grandma, you got the parents on here. Shout out to all people who decide to keep their kids. I couldn't do it personally. No, seriously. The reason why I don't have kids is my plan A, plan B, every I know, man. Like plan B's aren't my like I gotta. It's crazy because in the hood, whenever I gotta go get a plan B, it's the hardest thing. You ever want to go buy something in the hood? Everything is behind the shelf, locked up. I mean, that shit. They are not letting you. You can go into a white neighborhood, buy what you can buy, and get out of it. You gotta go to CVS in the hood. You have to go ask for assistance or something to get behind it. Yeah, man, that was a situation. I just feel like I have a little issue, like with the plan Bs. Man, I feel like I popped so many plan Bs. It's like a family size bag. It's all going down. Okay, no laughs. I hope you guys are laughing. You're like, I don't take plan Bs. All right. I'm happy to be outside. I'm happy that the world is kind of opening back up a little bit here. I'm from the area, from the DMV. Maryland's kind of opening back up. Cool little situation or whatever. I like being outside, but I hate going into the office because I hate my other job. I don't know if anybody else hates their job. I hate my job, so I'm doing comedy and I live in my mom's house. The two are here. Make me slow. Y'all hear me?
Are you plugged up to the Wi-Fi?
I am.
Well, you're not really because you didn't.
It's so.
It's choppy. That's why nobody's laughing at my plan, DJ. What about now?
Now we can hear you.
I hear you.
Oh my God, that was so good.
Yes.
I'm doing a set with no Wi-Fi. Wow, y'all hear me? Keep going.
Keep going.
Okay, I'm gonna just keep on going.
No, back to what you were saying.
Okay.
Great.
Okay, I don't even know where I left off at. Oh, there's my light. I'm gonna do my last joke and get out. Obviously I'm broke and homeless, so you just go ahead and Venmo me. You can't get me. But yeah, I hate my freaking job. I only like going into the office when I have my hair done because all the white people love that shit. Yes, white people just love when I get my hair done, y'all. I'm the type of girl who loves to switch it up. Like 2 puffs, 3 puffs, 2 corals to the side, Brazilian wave, Brazilian curly. I love to switch it up. I got my hair done one day and I went to my boo's house, right? And everything was going good, right? I had these things called bundles. I don't know if white people know what bundles are, but it's super expensive hair. Like it said, exotic over teeth, okay? Went, got my hair done. It was so pretty, y'all. Netflix and chilling. Everything's going good and things are getting hot and heavy. We're doing it. 2 strokes in, this man rips my wig completely off my head. Now the wig is on the other side of the room looking at me. I'm looking at the wig, and y'all know what I did? I just kept fucking him. You have to commit. You have to stay in the game, guys. I'm not a quitter. I kept going. Yeah, but I had to leave him. Ever since then, I decided to change my life. I named all my wigs different books in the Bible. I got Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. And if I'm wearing Exodus, I'm about to leave out your life. And if I'm wearing Revelations, some shit is about to go down. Serious shit. I'm gonna leave you guys on this. Just my Wi-Fi was messing up. Where am I at? Before I end, it wouldn't be myself if I wouldn't say that as a people in this country, things are just a lot of stuff going on. Make sure that you tell your family and friends that you love them. Make sure that you tell your significant other if you have a wig on. And make sure it's strapped on tight. My name is Peggy Banks. Thank you guys so much for your time. And enjoy the rest of the show.
Peggy.
Woo! Thank you so much, Peggy. Yeah, we're having a little difficulty hearing you, but your energy is so damn good. It's so damn good. It came through anyway. Hey, here we are. Guess what? I bet you won't guess. We have another person ready to go to make you laugh. Isn't that crazy? Everyone put your hands together for the wonderful Susan Ware.
Thank you. Yesterday, my neighbor moved. I didn't even know he was in a coma. My other neighbor got a check in the mail, or as he calls it, a new bride.
Mm.
When I first started having sex, I was so naive. I was making out with this guy, and he said, let's take it into the bedroom. I said, the whole couch? Like many children when I was little, I had an imaginary friend. But then the doctors gave me thalidomide and it went away. The nurse asked me what my blood type was. I said, the black man who hates the Crips. Looked at this guy I've been dating for a long time, and I said, this is the hardest thing I've ever had to say in my life. Otorhinolaryngology. I have a joke that you could tell your grandchildren, Tanya, or if you have kids, you could tell your kids. But I need your help. So it's a knock knock joke. So knock knock.
Who's there?
Who's there?
None.
None who?
None of your fucking business. Oh, it's so good. Children are gonna love it. Love it. The average age of my friends is deceased. I remember when Long John Silver had 2 legs. I live each day as though it was my last, and I think I'm getting closer.
It's so dark.
I think the best way to die is to sit under a tree, eat a lot of donuts, a bologna sandwich, hot dogs, and drink a case of Dr. Pepper, then blow up. How do you know when it's time to wash the dishes, do your laundry, iron your shirts, and clean the house? Look inside your pants, and if you have a penis, it's not time. Got a rowing machine. I usually end up drifting. Looked up paranoid in the dictionary. Said, why are you looking me up? I just came back from a trip. Last time I'm gonna eat mushrooms past their expiration date.
Mm-hmm.
Went to Target. There was a sign on the corner. It said Target store left. So I turned around and went home. I thought the Netflix series Orange is the New Black was about Trump taking over the presidency. I was hanging with a friend. Well, actually, she was hanging. I was waiting for the police. I think horizontal stripes on the flag make it look fat. I went to a wedding. The bride's gown was gorgeous, and she had this long train behind her. Unfortunately, it didn't stop in time.
Jeez.
Went to my friend's new apartment. It is so small. I had to finish my sentence leaning out the window. He heated it with his hairdryer. I didn't realize how old I was getting until I saw my neck in a package of chicken parts. So depressed, I bought myself a ledge. Trying to grow old with Grace, but she died, so now I have to grow old with Helen. Went to male gynecologist. He couldn't find my clitoris either.
Hmm.
I told the hotel I wanted a wake-up call. They said, quit dressing like a whore. This guy said sex with me was boring. So why don't you try it when I'm awake?
Oh.
One time this guy said to me, I want to take off all your clothes. I said, go ahead. I don't know why you tried them on in the first place. My friend had a hysterectomy. She said, never again. My aunt's going to jump out of a plane. She doesn't know it. It's going to be a surprise. My neighbor is suing his contractor. I said, do you have a court date? He said, yeah, I'm bringing Sheila. I don't think the couple next door like each other. When he had a heart attack, she mailed a letter to 911. I started trying drugs late in life. Now I'm up to speed. I had dinner at one of those Middle East restaurants where you eat with your hands. I shouldn't have ordered the soup. I was going to pierce my nipples, but I was afraid of the pain. So I got clip-ons. I used to be a 34C, now I'm a 38 long. I tried on a push-up bra. I took out a tooth. Had my knee x-rayed. They found a lump in my breast. I had my legs waxed. What a ripoff. I dated a roofer. That fell through. I bought a weather vane. The guy at the hardware store said, are you going to put that up yourself? I said, no, I'm putting it up on the roof. I was in a lot of debt last year. Every month I got a notice. Then I got a final notice and I thought, well, thank God that's over with. Years ago, I moved in with my boyfriend. After a while, it didn't work out, so he gave me 2 days to move. I picked June 6th, November 11th. I went on a job interview. The interviewer said, do you know what multiple linear equations mean? I said, yeah, that's why I'm not working here. My therapist and I were talking about death. She said, when you go home, write down everything you want to say to people before you die. I wrote help. My parents didn't cut my umbilical cord off, and that's because they thought they might want to return me. I was in my living room watching Hoarders. I was thinking to myself, how can they live like that? Then I realized I didn't have the television on. All right, thank you. It's my time.
Woo!
Thank you so much, Susan.
You're welcome.
I really enjoy your comedy.
Thank you.
I didn't know keeping the umbilical cord on was a thing you could do. Now I know better. Now I know better. The more you know. Hey. everyone, look at us getting through these sets like freaking champs. Hey, give ourselves a round of applause. Woo! Woo! All right, let's get down to the nitty gritty. Hey, everyone, put your hands together for this lovely comedian coming up next. We have Soness Stevens.
Woo!
Thank you. Yeah. So I've lived in Japan for 25 years. And people ask me what life is like in Japan. Guess they're bored with hearing about America. I get it. That's why I left too. And you know, people don't really want to hear about Japan. You want to hear about the things everyone wants to know about Japan, not about the fact that I didn't get a pay raise because my breasts are too big. And you don't want to know that I get groped on trains. And you don't want to know that this is still better than getting shot in America. Every year I do this huge barbecue at my house because it's a one and done. I invite everyone around and then I never have to see them again. And bonus, Japanese guests do all the cleaning up. They're like, oh, Soness, you're such a great neighbor. I'm like, yeah. The dishes go up on the top shelf and the vacuum is under the cupboard and the trash needs taking out. So glad you could make it. Yeah, my Japanese is pretty good. My husband pointed out to me recently, though, that I sound condescending. It's something about lost in translation. Like my friend started running and I wanted to encourage him by saying, hey, that's great that you started running. Yokatta ne. And he's like, oh, which sounds more like, oh, that's great. I was worried about you. But then again, I learned language through repeated exposure, which means the entire 25 years in Japan, people have constantly been worried about me. Yokatta ne. I'm really glad my husband said something because now I can say yokatta intentionally. My husband's always doing nice things for me and I snap at him and then I realize what I've done and I say, I'm so sorry. I know you were just trying to help. And he says, I wasn't just trying, I was helping. And I always say things to my husband like, oh my God, oh, this smells so bad. Smell it. He's like, I believe you, get away from me. And I think like, why am I asking him to smell something that smells bad? He believes me, but he's the first man to ever believe me. Like, oh, geez, oh, that's hot. Oh my God, no, touch it, feel how hot that is. No. I don't know. Maybe it's because I've been told I'm overly sensitive. Maybe it's not hot. Maybe it's tepid. Maybe it's just warm. I mean, I have no fingerprints left. I mean, touch it, feel it. Is it hot? I think I need to go to the hospital, but could you just check if the stove is hot first, please? I mean, I guess that's the price he pays though, for being the first man to believe me. 3rd degree burns. I like doing online shows, but the worst thing are the background noises. Like if the baby starts crying and I just sit here, what would you think of me? Like, she's a terrible mother. Where's her husband? Can she not keep a man around? She prioritizes her comedy career over her own child. What sort of mother is she? It's my neighbor's kid. Like every day I hear all the crying and screaming, sometimes till 3 a.m. And that's just a mother. It must be tough being her, but it's tougher being her neighbor. Like she gets the noise, but she also gets the baby. We just get the noise. And since I've known her, she's had 3 kids. I've had 4 if you spread it out across the 8 attempts. Yeah. I've had half a baby, a lot. And since living in Japan, like the national average for kids here is 1.468. And the average on my block is 3. My neighbors have 3 each. That's 33 kids. I mean, it was bad enough when there were 32. And I tried to drown him out with my music, but try listening to Billie Jean while you've got a couple making love and 33 screaming kids in the background. And they complain about us. People tell me never give up, Soness. And when I'm 90, I'm gonna grab a baby, meet up with them, and they're gonna be like, whose baby is that? I'm like, you told me to never give up. And that expression is worth waiting 40 years for. Never give up. Never give up. That is such an irresponsible word. I mean, people say, I want to quit. Oh, never give up. I mean, it sounds encouraging and positive, but that doesn't mean anything. They're not the ones making the effort. People say I'll never get anywhere telling jokes about miscarriage, but a quarter of women suffer from baby loss. That's an eighth of the world's population. I mean, it sounds small, but in total, it's quite big. And, you know, together, we can make a difference by how we talk about it. So next time it happens to someone you know, you can say, hey, I'm sorry about your miscarriage, but here's Soness Stevens' Twitter handle. Oh, yeah. I opened up a box of taco shells and it says 11 to 12 tacos. And you can tell a lot about a person when they get a box with 11 tacos, because that's not easy to split. And for a couple without kids, it's an argument waiting to happen. Like, it's either I'll eat all this myself or we're going to invite 9 people around. So I haven't been vaccinated yet, not because I don't want to, but because the vaccine rollout in Japan is so slow. And people here are worried that the vaccine was made too quickly, but we get better at doing things. Like, we can fly to Australia a lot quicker than we used to. You know, like, what do you mean we're here already? It's only been 6 hours. This still must be Japan. Like when Christopher Columbus discovered America, like his crew never said, hang on, that didn't take as long as we thought. Maybe this isn't India. Nah, it's India. Are you anti-vaxxers? What's next? The earth is flat. Yeah. My friend says these vaccinations aren't 100%. So what's the point in taking it? I'm like, well, I'm not taking an umbrella today because the forecast only says it's 90% chance of rain. My friend worries because he has pre-existing conditions, like always believing conspiracy theorist. And if having a pre-existing condition makes it dangerous, then should I mention that I also used to date an asshole? Like, does that count, or can I put that behind me now? Yeah. When people think about Japan, they think of old Japan with samurais, and that's great. Or they think of new Japan with technology, also great. The problem starts when you put those two things together by living in Japan. Like, we're one of the most technologically advanced countries in the world. We've got robots for everything, but yet I don't have a dishwasher. Like, most kitchens have stayed the same because that's where they expect the women to be. And I get it. If you want to sleep with your sex robot, you're going to need to keep your wife busy. Yeah, all superheroes have lost a parent tragically, and all supervillains have been abused by their parents. Thing is, I've had both those things happen, and that's why you see just a normal woman sitting in front of you, because inside I've got a superhero and a supervillain canceling each other out, like mentally abused by my parents and the villains in there. But luckily, my dad was taken from me tragically. The battle never ends. You know. What else? You know, what else am I thinking? Oh, what else is going on? You know what I was thinking about? I was thinking about names. We've got a few women here. We got only women here tonight. What isn't a name? Like, a normal person's a regular Joe. Someone's annoying, Karen. Like, why is it that female names are always attached to things that destroy your home, your town, your cities? I mean, hurricanes are named after women. I mean, we would still be naming hurricanes after women had Karen not said anything. It's hard, you know. Dead bodies, you think John Doe. John, that's a man's name. That's fine. Doe is a female deer. Military vessels go out and they're like shooting 200 people, 200 missiles. And the guys are like, oh my God, everyone's dead. And all you see in the news is the Queen Elizabeth sunk, 200 men's lives were lost. It's all down to us women. Yeah. Well, I've been Soness. Thank you so much.
Woo. Hey, welcome back. Thank you so much, Soness. That was wonderful. We're down to the final area of the show. If you haven't gotten there yet, unfortunately, we do not have our headliner this evening, and many apologies for that. It looks like, it's really tricky comedy on Zoom. A lot of people do Zoom comedy. A lot of people during the pandemic did a lot of stuff like Zoom weddings. I went to a Zoom funeral once. I even got to participate in a Zoom birth.
What?
Yes, it was very interesting. I have never seen my friend's vagina that way. Very uncomfortable, very uncomfortable. And I don't know if it was like uncomfortable because, she was just like, "Wah," or, it was like her cousin in the other little box going, "Pan to the left, the baby's in the way." It was very uncomfortable, very uncomfortable. So yeah, we're doing a lot of things on Zoom, comedy on Zoom. We're just going to keep it going and keep making moves. If you are able to, don't forget that Suitman Productions is doing a show called Dating with Disabilities. Don't forget that it's at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And go check it out. Go check out Suitman Productions on Facebook, and make sure that you're looking at all the diverse and inclusive shows that he puts up. We really appreciate all the work that you put into it. Thank you so much, Dante, and thank you so much, everyone who participated tonight. We love you.